Hello, Franklin families. Thank you for joining me watching this video. We will discuss today promotion criteria, which is related to the promotion or the possible retention of your child. And as some of you might be aware, now during the month of April and May, it is the time when we start our discussions with our families about next school year and possible retention. Actually, next week, or whenever you're watching this video, so the first week of May, you will be receiving, some of you will be receiving a possible retention letter. Families, I do know that the word retention sounds very strong, but please understand that the possible retention letter is just a very first step of what it says, a possible retention. And there are so many factors that have to be taken into consideration before we decide as a team, meaning the parents and myself, that we're going to retain a student. So please do not panic if you receive one of these possible retention letter. Actually, most of you, if not all, should be expecting that retention letter if you have had already conversations with your family. So today's video is to try to explain the process and try to explain the promotion criteria in elementary and in middle school. We're going to be discussing the policy. Then I'm going to explain the curriculum that is attached to promotion criteria. Then I will go in elementary or kinder through fifth grade, grade by grade, disaggregating every single promotion criteria. No process. Every single promotion criteria, different ways to promote students, and then promotion criteria in middle school, which is very different compared to elementary. So the policy that explains promotion criteria is the Florida Statute 6000.1, where it states that the school board mission is to meet the educational needs of all students in a safe learning environment. The policy constitutes the student progression plan. That's how the policy is called, progression plan for the district. And the purpose of this progression plan is to establish the standards for quality instruction, meaning that the students are ready to face the next school year. For elementary or grades kinder through fifth grade, students have the opportunity to be promoted certain different criteria. We will discuss that criteria today, but some concepts and some words I will be using today to explain are as follows. Wonders and Go Math, those are the reading and the math programs that we use at the school. Wonders is used in kinder, first and second, and Go Math in all elementary. I'm going to try to explain to the best of my abilities what is the BAS. I'm sure you have heard that word, BAS, or the Benchmark Assessment System. Also, I'll be talking about ELL or ESOL students. These are students who are learning English as a second language. And I'll also be talking about ESE students or students with an IEP. So again, Wonders and Go Math are the two curriculum resources that we will discuss today. In terms of those two resources play an important role in promotion criteria. The benchmark assessment system is an exam, it's an assessment, it's a test, let's say. It's an oral test that I will say is the most reliable test to identify our children's instructional and independent reading level. It is created by FNP, or Fontes and Pinel, and it goes from letter A to letter C. So this is, in this chart, you can see where a student should be in kindergarten. If you see from letter A to letter D, if you see here, the green means exceed expectations, okay? In this blue is meet expectations. So in kinder, the expectation is that students finish with letter D. First grade, the expectation is students end with letter J or K, and so on. You can see the different letters per grade. The ultimate goal is when our students leave Franklin after 8th grade, they've already mastered the reading skills, so they end with a letter Z. Special programs play an important role, like I mentioned. An English learner, language learner, or student who's learning English as a second language. IEP is an individualized education plan. And a 504 plan also plays an important role in some of the criteria, promotion criteria. Let's talk about promotion criteria per grades. Our kindergarten students have, let's say, most important criterion, or the first criterion, which is scoring a letter B or greater in the BAS, in the benchmark assessment system. The test that I said before is an oral test that takes with the teacher. So if your child is a B or above, your child meets criteria number 1 to pass from kinder to first grade. If your child does not meet this expectation, there is all these other options that are called good cause. One of them is scoring a 70% in the benchmark advanced interim 4, which we do not have that assessment. I believe the district, the public schools do have it. We do not have that assessment. One of the most common criteria met for our students is recognizing, letters and sounds. Those kindergarten parents who are watching this video, you know what I'm talking about. So if your child recognizes already 48, at least 48, and distinguishes 20 out of the 26 letters, your child has met criteria. And you can see here other different good cause. I'm not going to go one by one, just because this video will take hours, okay? But an important one is if your child has an IEP, okay? That's also playing an important role. Or if your child is an ESOL student and has been in the program for less than 2 years, okay? So as you see, there are many different criteria. For first grade, the number 1 criteria that we use at Franklin is the BAS. Even though here it looks like criterion number 2, for us here is our number 1. Because again, I do believe that the BAS is very reliable. So we truly believe that if a student is in level I or above, they are ready to go to second grade. But there is other promotion criteria. So if a child at the end of the year doesn't meet the BAS criteria, the child will take the end of year test, and they need to score a 55 or above. And also, again, if your child is an ESOL student, or if a child is has an IEP and has been previously retained, so there are many different ways to promote your child. But again, today I'm discussing the most common, okay, which are in this case the BAS and the end of year exam. For second grade, again, even though criteria number 1 is the end of year exam, we truly use first the BAS again. In order to be promoted from second to third grade, we are looking for a level M or above. As you see here in the chart, M means that your child is reading at the 2.9 level. But again, if your child hasn't met that criteria, we will look for an end of year exam. And in this case, for second grade, the score is 65 or above. And again, you can see ELL or ESOL students, ESC students who have been previously retained, etc. Third grade is what we call the mandatory retention year. So while in kinder, first and second, there's a lot of factors that play an important role. Third grade is what we say black and white. It's very black and white. Your child must meet one of these criteria in order to be promoted to fourth grade. Number one is scoring a level 2 or greater in the FSA test. The FSA that your child will be taking this week in May, your child needs to score a level 2 or above. Remember that proficiency is level 3, but for criteria, for promotion purposes, we're looking for a level 2 or above. And this is for reading. If you see, I have not mentioned math at all for kinder, first, second, and third grade. So mathematics does not play a role in promotion for those grades. Third grade parents, if your child has not passed with a 2 or above in the FSA, which we will know probably in the first week of June, if your child has a 1 on the FSA, we need to find other ways to promote your child. There's one alternative assessment that is called portfolio. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that word, portfolio. Your child has been completing certain passages, certain readings, like call reads, where they have been exposed to the third grade standards. So if they are in good shape passing this portfolio, we can use that as promotion. If you have any questions on how your child has been doing, please reach out to your third grade teacher. If your child has not passed the FSA or has not passed portfolio, please know that there is also an iReady criteria this year. Is it? I don't think it's here, but I will tell you that if your child has scored 534 or above in the iReady, the third benchmark, the third time iReady, your child will be passing. It's actually this, what it says, criteria number 2, score acceptable level of performance. We're using iReady, and the score that allows them to pass is 534. If you see, there's no BAS in here, okay? So the benchmark assessment system, or the BAS, is not used in third grade. Again, if you are not sure how your child is doing, I hope you are, but if you're not, please don't hesitate to reach out your third grade teacher. In fourth and fifth, math does play a role for promotion. Number 1 promotion criteria is, again, the FSA. Your child needs to score a level 2 in both reading and math. Your child might be receiving a letter just for reading, or just for math, or for both. So make sure you pay attention if you receive the letter. And then there's, again, a list of other ways to promote your child. That's what we call for good cause, right? One of them, again, is the BAS. For fourth grade, we go back and we have the opportunity to promote your child with the BAS. We're looking for a letter S in the BAS. And at the end of the year, if your child has not passed math, they will have a mathematics end of year test. If they score a 60 or above, they can also pass through a good cause. And again, ESOL students, ESE students, etc. Fourth grade parents, this is, like I said before, it is a long process. There's a lot of different factors that we need to take into consideration. I will be reaching out to you personally if your child is a strong candidate for retention, and we will discuss and we'll find out what is the best decision for your child. There is not a one rule fits all, so we need to really discuss student by student and one by one what is best for your child. Fifth grade is very similar to fourth grade. Fifth grade in reading and math, they need to score a level 2 or above. And then for reading, we use the BAS. It has to be letter V or higher. And for math, again, if they score a level 1 on the FSA, They will be taking an end of year Go Math test. Is an end of year test, and they have to score 60 or above. And once again, the ESOL and the ESC good cause promotion criteria. Elementary parents, please, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything, just email me, and I will be more than happy to call you as soon as I have time to call you. Please email me with any questions. You can also reach out to your teachers. They should know, and they will know exactly where your child is in terms of promotion or retention. Let's talk about MYP or middle school. Parents, I want you to know that your students, your children, they know how this works. We have been discussing with them how to be promoted in middle school, but many of you might not know. So I hope you find this information useful. In order for a student to be promoted, meaning in order for a student to pass from 8th grade to 9th grade, students need to pass a minimum of 4 subjects, which is English or language and literature, how you call it here, mathematics, science, and social studies. They need to pass 3 classes in these 4 subjects, okay? So reading, math, science, and social studies in 6th grade, same thing in 7th grade, and same thing in 8th grade. Students who fail any of the core courses, they will be given an opportunity to meet the requirements through school day, meaning on the next school year, or through extended learning opportunities. As a summary, these are the classes that your child needs to pass in middle school. 3 in English, 3 in math, 3 in science, and 3 in social studies. The math and the science can be high school credit courses. Those count for promotion. Also, your child has to pass or has to take the EOC, or end of year civics test, and the result of this EOC will count as 30% of their grade. And also, your child has to pass 1 course in career and education planning. That is usually in 7th or 8th. Here at Franklin, the students complete that course in 8th grade. In order to know if your child is passing a class or not, your child needs a total of 4 points to pass a class. In this chart, you can just see all the classes your child needs to pass. And again, I'm going to explain how your child passes a class. So every quarter, your child has a beautiful opportunity to earn points for each core class. An A in a quarter is worth 4 points. A B is worth 3. A C is worth 2 points. And a D is worth 1 point. Of course, an F is 0 points for passing the class, right? So if a child gets an A in the first quarter, they already have 4 points. Well, a child needs a total of 4 points in the entire year in order to pass that class, only 4 points. So if your child gets a D in every quarter, your child has a 4 point. If your child gets an A in one of the quarters, your child already has 4 points. So it is a good idea for you to go to your child's Power School and make an exercise of counting how many points they have in the core classes. I wrote down a series of examples here so you can see how to calculate it. Let's say this is a math class, and in this first column, in this first row, you can see this particular student scored an A, a B, and a C. When you add up 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2, is a total of 12 points. That class has been passed. Remember, they need 4 points total to pass. There's a series of examples here again. B, D, D, C, I'm sorry. B, D, D, C will be 7 points, and so on. Let me show you a couple of examples that is not passing. If your child is getting an F, and a D, and an F, and a D, for example, that will be 2 points. So remember, we need 4. But again, if your child gets a D in every single quarter, they have already earned the 4 points. Again, parents, if you have any questions, if you are confused about how to calculate the total points, you can reach out to me. The best way in middle school to stay in the loop is PowerSchool. If your child knows that you are checking PowerSchool, you will definitely see a difference. So my recommendation, especially in upper grades, 4th grade and up, is ensuring that at least once a week, you go over your child's PowerSchool and you share with them that you have gone through their grades, and you show them that you are aware of their current grades. This is a very powerful tool. If they see that you are on it, I guarantee you that they will work harder. And this has been everything. I know this is a serious topic, and that's why I didn't want to miss any of you. That's why we decided to do a video. I hope I didn't bore you enough. I hope you made it until the end of the video. If you have any questions, you can always email me. Here's my email address. You can call us and I will call you back. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you, parents.